This past weekend, I rode the Bergen Peak trail near Evergreen, Colorado for the very first time.
So we tend to ride a lot of the same trails here in the Front Range near Denver just because we like them so much. Buff Creek and Three Sisters, Staunton State Park, just to name a couple. But there are a few that we haven't ridden yet. It's kind of cool to ride a new trail today here at Bergen. I'm excited to see what it's all about. So far, so good. It's a pretty day, and I managed to go during the week. There's a lot fewer people out, hopefully, which is kind of nice. It's already really hot. Feels hotter when you're wearing your face protection scarf or buff or whatever around your neck. Sleepy S Trail. That's where we're going. So in last week's video, I talked a little bit about how it feels to get back on the bike right after having experienced a crash. A couple weeks prior to that, I'd crashed on my bike. It wasn't anything bad at all. I didn't get hurt, but it did shake my confidence a little bit. And so in the video last week, talking a bit about that, how you can just get over that shaky confidence, but also kind of just be okay with the fact that sometimes you have a off day on the bike. Yeah, today we're on a new trail, at least for me it's new. Never been on Bergen. And this will be a great opportunity to kind of see how I feel on the downhill on the trail I've never ridden before. So that'll be fun. But first, we gotta conquer the uphill. There's a lot of switchbacks with techie features in them. That's very challenging right now. And I'm out of breath. Oh yeah, let's clean this. Yeah. Man, Bergen sure has some gnarly techie features. I think I might try just going straight up. Straight over that big slab. Gotta gather my power. Hell yeah. Ugh. All right, half of that went well, the other half not so well. It's okay. Can't always clean everything. Oh man, this trail is so steep and there's so many gnarly rocky sections and really narrow switchbacks on the ascent. It's quite the challenge. I remember when I started mountain biking, there were a couple times where on certain trails I just started crying because it was so hard for me, the climbs. And that hasn't happened in a long time. But going pretty close to crying on this trail right now. I'm hoping the downhill will make up for it. This is probably the 30th time I've gotten off my bike on this trail and pushed. Partially just because it's so rocky, and partially because I'm just starting to get back to my normal fitness levels after a longer break. Mountain biking is such a mental challenge too, both on the uphill but also on the ascent. There's been so many times where I've been suffering uphill to push my bike and I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this. And then I get to the top and I'm like, oh yeah, I know why I'm doing this. Because it's just an awesome feeling once you actually are at the top and you can look back and like say, yeah, I did that. I pushed through the hardships of a techie climb, but I totally understand people who are like, nope, mountain biking's not for me. I do like the challenge, physically, mentally, technically. So, started mountain biking and never looked back. Yeah, and then the mental challenge on the downhill is a whole other story to talk about. Super nice trail.
Woo. So pretty.
Man, there's almost no one out here, which is cool. Wow, there's some crazy narrow switchbacks on this trail. Woo. I don't know how you do that without like track standing and jumping around it. This is definitely not a beginner's trail. Oh, God. Still not completely feeling 100% back to my old shenanigans on the downhill. Just saying, this is a Black Diamond Trail up and down. No joke. Especially if you're not feeling 100% on your bike. Also, it makes a difference, obviously, if you've ridden the trail before and you feel comfortable and familiar with the features, which I don't right now. So I'm just taking it slow. Trying to clean as many features as I can that I feel comfy with, and just have to come back sometime and attempt the others. Just not feeling very confident still. Maybe it just still takes a couple of rides to get back to my old downhill confidence. After that enduro race I did last year, I felt really strong and confident on the downhills, because that's all we practiced was riding downhill, especially on kind of steep, loose, rocky sections. But I guess taking a break through winter and then having a little crash kind of made me forget what I can actually do. It's another one of those really narrow switchbacks. Usually switchbacks don't bother me too much. I feel like I'm pretty good at them. But Bergen sure has some really tricky ones. I am not enjoying this ride as much as I hoped I would, especially on my day off. I was hoping to kind of clear my mind and, you know, enjoy being outdoors, which I am. I'm glad we're outside and getting some exercise, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a lot of times in mountain biking, it's all about the stoke, and you gotta be, you know, super excited about it all the time, and like not admit that maybe you have a bad day or you're just not feeling it, or I don't know, wishing you were doing something else in that moment. I don't know, maybe it's just me that has that feeling, but I definitely feel like a lot of mountain biking content is all about, yeah, I went on another ride, it was awesome, I'm so stoked. And most of the time, I have to say, I am very stoked about mountain biking. I love it. It's my favorite activity to do outdoors. Can't imagine not doing it. But I will admit right here that I have days where I am not feeling the stoke. Finally got one. Yeah, so maybe this video should be called, "Is it okay to not always feel the stoke?" Or actually it should be called, "It is okay to not always feel the stoke."